Minister Jonah Goodwill. Today is a special day. Today, we make history. Today, we are proud to be swearing in the first world leader of the Common States, Minister Jonah Goodwill. I am sure we can all agree that this very moment has been many challenging years in the making. And if I may quote Stuart Chase, traditional nationalism cannot survive the fissioning of the atom. One world or none. Well, we are here, finally. One world, one order, united. Still, there is much work to be done, and I know we're all very eager to hear the man of the moment address us on the road ahead. But first, ladies and gentlemen, a little recap on the eventful 4 years that have just passed.
Commissioned by the Council of the Common States, Jonah Goodwill led negotiations for the World Energy Initiative. 6 roundtables later, the difficult region of Middle Asia finally joined the Eastern and Western blocs. The result is what we know today as the Secure Gas Line Project. 2012, a major milestone in the global nuclear disarmament project. Once again, under the influence of Minister Goodwill, all 20 members of the Nuclear Club have agreed to total disarmament by 2015, while moving all nuclear expertise to a shared headquarters under the Common States. 2013, a very big year for everyone. For the first time in history, the world came together to elect its first world leader. Jonah Goodwill took Africa and Australia in the first 2 quarters of elections, easily leading the pack. The second half of the year saw an uprising of protester politicians in Asia and the Americas. Amidst anti-integration attacks and petty crimes against local peace unions, Minister Goodwill gathered the first troops of the Borderless Brothers Army with pledged support from Africa and Australia.
2014, an even more tumultuous year. However, amidst all uncertainty, the world has never been more ready to band together. And now, ladies and gentlemen, without further delay, please join me in welcoming on stage the man of the moment, Minister Jonah Goodwill. There is your minister, ladies and gentlemen. Such a proud moment. Seems to be having a few technical difficulties. Should be up and running in no time at all. Okay, what's the status? Ladies and gentlemen, your minister. And a round of applause for Minister Jonah Goodwill. So if we could please invite him to step forward. How about a couple of questions from the audience to get us warmed up a little?
Minister Goodwill, first of all, congratulations. How does it feel to be the first leader of the common world?
Minister Olivia, we can't see you. Can you step forward so we can take a picture?
Crew, can we get a little bit more lighting, please?
Sir, you promised to unveil the new tagline for the common world today. Can you please tell us what it is?
Minister Goodwill, is something wrong?
He's an imposter!
I'm sorry. What? Ladies and gentlemen, let us proceed with the question, please. I'm sorry. Sir, please sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Universal Studios Singapore's Halloween Horror Nights 4. Here to tell us about the region's most terrifying event, please welcome Senior Producer Scott Peterson and Creative Director Jason Ramsberg.
We're safe up here, right? Yeah, we're good. Okay, that's all. That's great. So we're good. So it's an overwhelming experience for us to have all of you here. We're excited that we have such a big group here today. You don't know how much it means to all of us at Universal Studios Singapore. Today, we have an exciting lineup. We're here to unveil Halloween Horror Nights to you guys. I assure you, it is going to be more terrifying and more horrifying. The video that you saw earlier on, that was footages of our past event in Halloween Horror Nights 3. So, I'll go on to introduce you all. Halloween Horror Nights 4. Here we go. I missed a few nights, but that's fine. Alright. This year, we're going to have 444 scare actors roaming the park. So they are going to scare the hell out of all you guys. Now, our creative directors and our producers work to do all the auditions and casting. And I don't know what these guys have been doing, but amazingly, they came up with 444. Can you believe that? I know, it's really inauspicious, but you know, great job, guys. On top of our haunted houses and our scare zones, guys, there's going to be 9 rides and attractions now. While you're out there screaming your lungs out, don't forget to go on the rides, enjoy the rides, and there are a few shows with new content that we developed. You cannot miss those shows, okay? HHN 3 2013, that was 10 nights that we ran Halloween. Due to overwhelming response, we had to extend it out to 30 nights. And this is the part I love to share with all you guys. Last year we did 3 haunted houses, 4 scare zones. This year we're getting bigger, we're getting better, we're getting scarier. 4 haunted houses and 4 scare zones will be presented for Halloween Horror Nights 4. Jason.
Okay, up next. So you can go see theater, and where can you go and see theater all around you? That is what Halloween Horror Nights is. And as you see, we have performers all over the place. We catch people on fire. If you think that was good, wait until you see what we're going to do to open up the event every night. The event starts at 7:30, and one of the first things you'll see is in what we call the opening ceremony. And the opening ceremony features Jonah Goodwill, the Minister of Evil, and this is only half as cool as that. So tell your friends, show up to the opening show at 7:30. Now, the Minister of Evil, we tried to create theatrical movie-type plots, and we want to transport our guests inside of the story. So we needed a character that encompasses the entire event, somebody that represents the whole thing. So we thought, why not have a government leader? So then we came up with a little story about Minister Jonah Goodwill. Let me explain to you who Jonah Goodwill is. More or less, he was elected into public office or sometime in the future, and the entire world has united. There is no more separate countries. There is one united world, and we're looking for one united leader to lead us. Unfortunately, we are happy he got elected into office, and then, and only then, we find out he's a demon from hell. How bad would that be? Not so good. So now we're living in a world with the demon Minister of Evil leading the world. We're very excited to show you everything that we have for the event. You guys are the first to know about it. The public, over the next several weeks, we will release a separate story each week. Right now, we're going to share with you all of the stories. But first up, we're going to show you, we have released a teaser commercial of Jonah Goodwill that kind of hints at what the plot of him might be. But right now we're going to show you our full commercial. We're going to debut to you right now the commercial for Halloween Horror Nights 4. Here we go. Both premiere guys. You are the first to see that the minister actually has wings. What might that mean? What could that mean? I don't know. I don't know something. Okay, Here we go. We're going to move on. First of all, we're going to show you the 4 scare zones. The scare zone is where our guests get to walk through an interactive experience. You do not have to queue for it. We actually redecorate the streets of Universal Studios Singapore to look like the environment that we are trying to create.
This is the part that Jason and I get very excited about because there's a whole huge team of people from entertainment and all our other different business units that come together every year to put together Halloween. So we started off with brainstorming right after Halloween Horror Nights 3.
We started this November of last year.
It feels a bit like National Day Parade and one year planning, something like that.
Yes, we don't ever stop.
So, Jason,
okay, the first zone, continuing on, Jonah Goodwill has taken over the world, and now we find out he's a demon from hell. In New York, we're going to bring that experience to life. So the streets of New York and Universal Studios is called Democracy. Here, all hell has broken loose. Jonah Goodwill has unleashed his fury on the whole world. You will find here, we're going to we're going to make a giant crack in the street, and it will appear as if the street has opened up. There's hot, bubbling lava coming out, and his demon minions are going to be crawling from the lava.
The exciting thing about this zone, about the demons, they are going to be aerialists and stunts. So this is the first time in New York we're going to try aerial stunts. And there's also going to be an amazing show in New York, so make sure you catch up the show in New York.
As guests are there, they won't even know what time the show is. It will just start to happen all around them. Demons will be climbing on the walls, descending from the ceilings. That is Democracy. Up next, we wanted to bring to life the stories that all of you know from your childhood. The boogeyman is in the closet. That's what we're doing inside of Sting Alley. Sting Alley is our area that connects New York to sci-fi. You'll actually be able to enter this experience from either side. You can come from sci-fi to New York or vice versa. Inside of here, you're going to find the boogeyman is haunting little children. So, it's kind of cool. And what's happened is the kids have actually teamed up with the boogeyman. So right now, the boogeyman is not going to be the only one that haunts you. There's also demonly, devilish, gory little kids running everywhere.
They are the demon children and the demon adults. So they're called the damn adults and children. The good thing about Sting Alley, it's very dark, there's a lot of nooks and crannies. So if you go there, be prepared to be scared to death because it's similar to a house. The experience will be like a house.
Our next scare zone is the Canyon of the Cursed. Like we mentioned before, we try to create theatrical, immersive experiences with theater happening all around you. We have a wonderful set in Egypt. We needed to figure out what can we do to make Egypt not Egypt. And it seemed like an obvious choice. We all know Wild West movies. So this year, inside of our Egypt zone, we will be transported to a frontier town in Texas. The year is 1864. And in the Canyon of the Cursed, you're going to be haunted by undead zombies, dead horses, American Indians, and there are going to be gunslinging and shooting blood all around you. It'll be nice. Next. And our final scare zone is called Scary Tales. We have a very cool area in Jurassic Park. There's lots of trees, it's shaded, it's dark, it's misty, it's scary without any of our decor and our actors. We wanted to put something in the forest that made sense with the set. The obvious choice for that was fairy tales that we all know from our childhood. So here we're taking fairy tales that you know and are familiar with, and we are twisting them and contorting them into Halloween versions. For example, the beautiful Rapunzel with the long hair has since lost her hair, and it's just a little bit of hair, and she's freaking out, and she's really upset about that. Who else do we have?
We have one of my favorite characters, Little Red Riding Hood. You know, from young, you think of sweet little Red Riding Hood. She's a poor little victim. This time around, she's not the victim, she's going to be the huntress. So she's going to go out there and kill some people, some wolves.
So what's really cool for the guests is that even though you're experiencing our version of the stories, you know what's going on. So when you walk through Scary Tales, you'll know who the different characters are, but they are obviously Halloween Horror Nights 4 versions of them. So that is our 4 scare zones. Up next, now we're going to show you our 4 haunted houses. These are our haunted mazes. The first one that is going to be over by Waterworld is called the Lab. The Lab stands for the Laboratory of Alien Breeding. There's tons of stories and hearsay on the internet and around the world that aliens have been coming to Earth, taking us up in their ships and poking and prodding us and experimenting. Everybody thinks it's happened. Some people say it has happened to them. We're making that come to life here in this haunted house. What our story entails is that the aliens are trying to merge our species. So they are attempting to create a human-alien hybrid species. So as you move through this haunted house, you're going to see humans with alien heads, aliens with human bodies. It's going to be really weird. That is the lab. Up next, Monty Camp. This one is really cool. We wanted to do something with the military. So we created a fake military torture camp. And a lot of the stories that you're going to find inside of Monty Camp were inspired by local urban military legends. The story here is that the Minister of Evil has put the evil Sergeant Major in charge, and the Sergeant Major is torturing all of the new recruits. We are pulling out all the stops to torture the hell out of these people. We are going to hang them. We are going to prod them. We are going to force them into cannibalism. Yes, you will see soldiers that are forced eating other soldiers. It's pretty nasty.
This particular house I can relate to quite a bit because I'm still doing my reservists. Still young, doing my reservists. A lot of NS stories that we had when we went to National Service, all the ghost stories, we're going to take extracts of that and put it into this house. So this, our locals will love it.
Again, all of you will know a little bit of what's going on here. Up next, Jing's Revenge. So again, we needed to transport our guests to some place that they are familiar with. School, of course. Our story for our third haunted house, Jing's Revenge, is Jing is a schoolgirl, and she didn't like school very much. Her peers didn't treat her well, she hated it, and unfortunately she committed suicide in the school. Fast forward a couple of years, now her ghost has come back to haunt all of the school children. So as you move through the haunted house of Jing's Revenge, you will get to see different forms of Jing coming back and freaking out all of the new kids. It's a very unique concept because we themed it, designed as a local school would be themed. So it's really interesting.
It has a connection. When we designed it, we thought of all the pre-war schools, all the small mission schools, Chinese society schools. So when you go to the space, it's going to be eerie, dilapidated, a really old type of mission school.
Something that we try to do with our haunted houses, we try to inject the latest theatrical technologies. There will actually be a blackboard inside of the haunted house that writes itself. So as you're walking through, you'll see the chalk writing on the board. It will be very interesting. How we're going to do that is beyond me, but we're going to do it. And our final haunted house, this is the one that Scott and I are most excited about. Pay attention, people, this is interesting. So, we always have haunted houses that are dark and scary, so we thought let's do something that's bright and colorful. This technology has been around for some time, and actually we've been wanting to do this since Halloween Horror Nights too, but we're just debuting it now. Jack's 3 Dementia incorporates what's called ChromaDepth 3D painting. As the park guests get to go to the haunted house, they will put on 3D glasses. And what the glasses and the special kind of paint do is they separate the colors of the visual spectrum. So take Sneezing Jack, for example. Ooh, it's slippery. This is his snot, this is his head. When you're inside of the house with your glasses, the snot will be right up in your face, but his head will be back. So every single color has a different depth. So it's Singapore's first 3D haunted house. It is very high-tech, very cool, and very fun. The character of Jack comes to us from Universal Orlando, who first started Halloween Horror Nights. He first appeared in the year 2000. He is a serial killer clown. He's a loony, crazy, wacky guy, and he has come to terrify all of you. How many people are afraid of clowns? How many people are afraid to admit that they're afraid of clowns? Clowns are scary. This house is going to be really cool because it's bright in the 3D paint, and it's going to be really interesting. It's really something to talk about. Anything else for you, Jax?
No, you nailed it, Jason. Every detail.
Thank you. Next. So those are our 4 haunted houses. Finally, we have a 9th special Halloween attraction that's going to take place right here inside of the Hollywood Theater. Because Jack is such a cool character, you'll get to meet Jack when you come to the event. He's going to have his own show inside of the theater. The show is called Jack's Nightmare Circus. And inside of the circus, basically Jack is looking to find the next star of his circus. And he forces all of the potential auditionees into unimaginable feats of daring and torture. This show features quite a lot of cool stuff. We have contortionists, we have dancers, we have Jack, of course. This guy right here, this is a guy named Gordo Gamsby. He's a 9-time Guinness Book of World Record holder for bizarre things. If you look here, he has taken a corkscrew and he has put it through his nose and it's coming out of his mouth. He also holds the world record for swallowing the most amount of swords. He's a real weird dude, I tell you. He will be part of Jack's Nightmare Circus. And that is Halloween Horror Nights 4.
Yes, it's the 4 haunted houses, 4 scare zones. The entire park is open and it stretches out from Hollywood to Sierra. and leads all the way down to Waterworld. That's where all the Halloween attractions are. We've added on the new house, which is going to be at Soundstage 28, and Sting Alley is where our new zone is going to be. Alright, beyond the immersive experience in the entertainment, we try to make sure that everything else gels in, and retail has done an amazing job with all this limited edition merchandise. So it's really limited. Make sure you go grab it. This is a glow-in-the-dark t-shirt. It's great for clubs.
Sort of the land.
If you don't get enough attention, wear this in the club, you'll be fine. Okay. F&B. We open at 7:30 p.m. We've got all our restaurants open, and there's really amazing, horrifically delicious food put out for you guys. So make sure you go and try our crafty drink.
I especially like this. This is a blood bag. It's like if you're at the hospital, but it has your booze inside of it. So you get to drink your drinks out of your blood bag. It's real nasty.
The blood pump sells out every year, so make sure you grab a blood pump as well. Alright. Event dates. So as I mentioned earlier, 13 nights. We're looking at 3rd to 5th, 10th, 11th, 17th, 18th, 22nd to the 25th, and 31st October, as well as the 1st of November. The park opens at 7:30 p.m. and it stretches all the way out to 1:30 a.m.
And don't be late at 7:30 because you want to see that opening ceremony. Pricing for Halloween Horror Nights 4, we have an early bird promotion. The ticket is only $60. Make sure you tell your friends quickly because that is a limited time offer. We also have the frequent fear pass. I personally would definitely buy this. For $118, you get 7 nights and you get the blood bug for free. That is basically paying for 2 nights and getting 7 free. It's a really fantastic deal. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. Please tell your friends. We are so excited about this event. We want you to be excited about it too. Go to HalloweenHorrorNights.com.sg. Here you will find not that much information because like I told you before, we're releasing more pieces of information to the public as we go. But tickets do go on sale tomorrow, so get your credit cards out.
We are our 4th year running for Halloween Horror Nights, and Resorts World City is proud to announce Maybank as our official card partner. Maybank credit card members will be able to get exclusive deals and discounts for Halloween Horror Nights 4. I myself am a Maybank credit card member, the family and friends card. I'm not saying, I'm just saying that every time I spend a lot of money, I get cash rebates back. There's all these promotions that I run out for all the outlets and stuff. So it's cool. Do you
I will get one.
It's about time, go get it. Alright, so we've come to the end of our presentation on Halloween Horror Nights 4. Once again, I'd now like to welcome back on stage the icon of HHN4, the Minister of Evil.